Welcome back to the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die!
When we last left our adventurers, you were rushing down the road to Yimari Hot Springs, led by the local leader of the valiant, Amaret Sirhand. The Joy Festival erupted in chaos as the assassination of an Ipranian ambassador occurred in tandem with claims of a monster attack. Taking up the charge as likely some of the only armed folks at the festival, you took off along the path to the east, within minutes running into altered versions of the local wild pygmy boars, which attacked en masse with tentacled mouths dripping in acid. As you defeated these monsters, the realization hit Amaret and Ayla at essentially the same time that something is horribly amiss on the island, as monsters are not a thing that occurs in Yimari. And so you continue down the road after having slaughtered approximately almost a dozen, a little bit more than half a dozen, of these aberrations, and continued towards the Yimari Hot Springs.
I don't like it.
So you run down the dirt path. It's dark. It's a lot quieter than normal. The sounds from the jungle that you would normally hear have all really gone quiet. Not only are you not at this moment hearing the wine-tailed langurs, but you are not hearing the birds, you're not hearing much of anything. But as you approach where the springs would be, you start to see that trail of blood that had marked where the other people who were coming from the hot springs ran. It becomes more pronounced and obvious that has been an attack in this area. But you don't see bodies as you go, and Amaret at a certain point stops again. She has her little light that she had recast on a little stone in her hand, and kneels down, and you can see a trail that leads off into the jungle, but she just kind of looks back at the rest of you and says, "We should press on." There may be survivors at the hot springs.
Lead the way.
So you continue stepping forward a little bit more slowly this time. You can hear that the springs are approaching, or you are approaching the springs. It's strange because that normally is a very peaceful sound that brings relaxation, and you're going to go get a massage and enjoy, but tonight it sounds ominous and scary, just that trickling of water, the bubbling that you can start to hear as you get closer. And as you approach, you can see the tent that is set up from the Glasha and Geralt and their Misty Magic masseuse tent. Untouched, really. It had been closed up, so it's just kind of quietly there. You look out and can see all of the various hot springs. It's still very, very quiet. You see the steam rising up. It's even more difficult to see here at night with the steam. Under different circumstances, super romantic probably. You would imagine that that's what the people were doing here. But now in the darkness, it is open for the most part. So again, looking up, it's beautiful sky. You can smell the that earthy scent that's in the air from the steam and the minerals in the water. But right now it's just like deathly quiet. You doing anything as a bear? The bear of Kethra has been lumbering along with you all.
Can I just like cast a healing spell on myself while I'm walking?
Kai wants to take a long, hard look at like the blood trail and see if it all leads back to the same area or if it looks like it splits off.
Okay. I won't have you roll. I mean, it's like you look and you can see following Amaret, there is a very clear area where like suddenly there was an attack. You see one trail, you would pass the one that went into the woods, and then in another, it kind of like pulls off to the side, like going more like deeper into kind of a mistier area. And then another one goes off to the west and disappears into the woods. I'll have, if you wanted to do something. So, at this point, as you're all standing there looking around and just like she dulls the light in her hand. It's not overly helpful in a situation where there's like mist everywhere. It's just kind of making it harder to see. She just looks at all of you and dulls the light, places the rock away, and then draws her sword. And you all just kind of sit and listen quietly. And then you begin to hear this like snorting sound, like a shuffling, snorting, more to the northeast. But it's off in the mist, and it's difficult to see. But she just turns. It sounds like a deeper... Although you are aware that the pigs here don't get big, it sounds like what you would expect from a larger boar, not native to here. Like that snorting, kind of like something, almost like the truffle, like when they're looking for truffles and stuff. They're like, I can't make animal noises.
We were all waiting. I saw Cuba when you described it, and I was like, one of us is going to make that noise.
Someone has to.
Anything you want to do?
Eldon just, if he's by himself, is just like kind of doing this with his hand, looking at it. That's all.
We should have went home. We are not heroes. This is insanity. This is wrong. Something is terribly wrong, and we should not be here.
Amaret looks at you and is like, shh. You are here. Where you belong.
This is not where I belong.
I need you.
Is the sound getting any closer?
It's not, but it's pretty close.
When you described, is it like paths of blood?
There's like a path that leads up and then disappears into...
Towards that noise?
Towards that noise, and then it's like a long... You can walk between the different, hot springs, I don't know what you would call those, craters, basically, I guess, to get to some that are further out, deeper out, and it appears to kind of disappear into the mist going that way. Amaret looks at all of you and just says, I'm not prepared. But are you?
For what? What are we doing here?
I am a soldier of the Valiant. It is my job to protect. I'm going forward. Are you following?
What end? Are we going forward to get slaughtered? Are we going forward to slaughter?
I must return with information.
Then perhaps we go quietly. And not engage in more monsters if possible.
She looks at the rest of you.
We'll do. We'll follow your lead.
Come, quietly. Everyone make stealth checks as you proceed.
Where do you get the name of pig hunters?
There's something I can do that makes me stealthier.
Actually, I'll move everything closer to me. Because
I know the world is splitting up.
I need to be real.
Once.
Now I know what it's like to have been Zan, like in the beginning. I got a plus
What does
5.
pass without a trace give you? +10?
Yes.
Stealth?
That's for
That would give everybody.
everybody.
Everybody gets plus
Oh.
I forgot what the range is on it, like 10 feet or something?
30.
Or 30
It's
feet.
called merge with stone. It doesn't say it.
Wait, that's
Well,
not pass without.
well, it
No,
says.
pass without a trace.
Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry. It says both. It says merge with stone, and then it says pass without a trace. Does that mean I can do it to everybody?
You can, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, basically it's almost like you can make the ground that's behind you almost not look like you've been there.
Aha. Okay, I'm
And
gonna
I
do
think
that.
applies to everybody.
But does it
You just
make you quieter? Like regular
It
pass
makes-
pass
without
without a
trace?
trace. It's the
It
same-
gives you a
same-
plus
yeah.
Just
10
worded.
stealth.
Okay.
Plus 10 to your stealth, everyone.
What?
Plus 10.
Plus 10?
Yes. As you begin to walk forward,
Never mind.
It's still an 11!
It's 11. It's 11.
as you begin
Throwing all my
to
dice away.
walk
There's a
forward,
dice jail over here.
I won't have any left.
I got some more.
We got
I
extras.
might need a loaner.
Not all of them have been in jail yet.
I want to borrow one. Just to see.
you start to notice like
gotta
the,
put the other one in jail.
crackling, even just the very light footprints. I mean, there's stone and dirt
Those
here,
have all
and
rolled
little
ones?
rocks.
They've all rolled below
You
5.
start to notice
Well,
that
no, once. One's
the
going
stones
Oh, then
behind
just
you
about
as you're walking are like kind of moving back into place, and just the ground starts to become softer as you go, almost like not quite mud, but like it's like soft, so it's not making the footsteps.
It's like a
sound.
rubber floor at a kid's play
I
place.
was gonna say, it's like, yeah. When,
The basketball courts in high school, they're like the bouncy rubber floors.
Oh my god. Okay. So, what'd you all get? Actually,
We're going in order, or
I'll
just
just start this way.
6 plus 10, 16?
Okay.
26.
32.
Damn.
I was like, what was it?
23.
11.
17 plus 5 and plus
Thank
10.
you,
which-
I got one
Yes.
for long rest.
Cabaret has got a 20. So you guys continue on. She's actually a little bit surprised as she's going. It's like a little clanky, and then like all the clicking from her armor and stuff. It just kind of dulls a little bit as you're walking forward. You continue in, and the mist is very thick in this darkness, and without the light it gets a little bit easier to see, but only just slightly. And as you continue going around some of the larger hot springs craters, you can see the mist coming up. You're getting closer to that sound, and then at a certain point she stops you just a couple seconds in, and all of you looking, you can see maybe 30 or so feet off into the distance this like large mass, larger than the pygmy boars that you've seen, which are small. And it's just like snorting, and that blood trail leading over to that area, and disappearing. But it's almost like there's just a shade in the mist ahead of you. Difficult to tell how far, because there's no gauging of distance.
Does pass without trace, is it anybody who's within the 30-foot range, or is that the casting and now everybody has that plus 10?
Within 30 feet of the
So if
person
we
who's
move
casting.
outside of 30, okay.
Yeah.
Can Eldon spread out just slightly, like so he's not just
Yep, you can. So you're gonna move.
just what like 20 feet one way or the yeah, just trying to like spread out a little bit. That's all.
All right. So Emirette turns to all of you and just kind of gives you that look of like, this is it. This is clearly not something that you have seen before that is native to this island. And she continues moving towards in that direction. I'm gonna have everybody roll me another.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Shit.
Just look at plus.
I'm burning through that tonight.
Yours only rolled me a 5.
Yeah, the jail's full.
It's very
Busy in
very
there
full.
tonight.
Ooh. Naughty dice.
All right, starting over here again.
12.
Okay.
31.
28.
14. Because of the pass without a trace.
17.
Okay. Who got a 12? Who got a 12?
That was me.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Bear,
you're a
bear
bear.
The bear
can't really
rolls.
be too.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're stepping forward, you all like continue on. The shape begins to take a bit more of an actual like solid form as you're getting closer. Large, exactly what you would expect. It is a large like front end. You can tell like fur with, and then it starts to kind of slope down. A larger pig shape.
Oh, it's Gildan.
You can see kind of like the head moving in that, you know, as pigs do with the snuffling and all of that, and large tusks that come out the side. You begin to see the shape, and as you're continuing forward, there's a moment where like the bear in the group here just kind of like knocks against a little stone that sometimes there's these like stacks of stones that people put up, the flat ones.
A cairn?
Yes, there you go. And one of them like falls over and just goes, and it's very quiet as it hits the ground that you all are stepping on, but it's enough that the shape in front of you just goes like, turns, and without even like another thought or sound, it just charges.
Nice.
Okay.
Stands up on its hind legs.
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Right.
Are there tentacles coming out of its mouth?
Can't see.
Oh, I bet there are.
That was a 1.
Jail! Jail!
Oh, I only have
It's
that.
gonna overflow.
Let's get a battle view, shall we?
Battle camp.
All right. Hold on 1 second as I roll things and get everything else.
I knew it was going to catch up with me. I was rolling too good for too long.
Okay, I'll start on this side.
12.
Okay.
19.
4.
Okay.
It was in that 1.
5.
Nice.
I'm keeping my single-digit initiative streak going.
Yes.
I'd have to take like was it alert?
Oh yeah,
Did
get
it give the +5?
Get the +5. You can't
All
be
right.
surprised.
So first we have Ayla over here, and then we've got Iolite. Oop. I can't forget my person here. Kethra. Perfect. Now I need to roll for the person.
She calls it a person, not a pig.
No, Amaret.
Oh.
Alright, she's going between.
It's funny, in past games I've been like, yeah, I'm first in initiative. Now I'm like, why am I first?
Oh.
Alright.
In the future,
So.
that's gonna be great.
If we live that long.
You watch as this large creature, which I don't have an actual 3D mini of, notices you across the way here, turns, and then charges. Just
There's Gildan up
running
there. You can
towards-
use Gildan.
No, it's bigger than that. I think. I guess I could. It's not as scary looking. He's right here.
It's scary looking at that piece of paper.
Yeah. We'll use this guy. Gildan's a baddie now.
Gildan, no!
Alright, this is going to charge directly forward, trampling through, just and then leaping over this tiny little whatever for it. And it charges straight at you, Kai. And as it gets closer, you see that, again, it gets close, all of these tentacles coming out of its mouth. It makes this, like, deep, squealing, kind of like,
That is the best. That is
Each one of them makes a noise.
no. That is perfect.
No,
That
it's
that
not.
is Clash of the Titans original stop motion animation.
No, it's just got the one noise. It's like trying to break through the tentacles that are coming. Like it's trying to get through all of the tentacles that are coming out of its mouth. Like something is off. But it is much larger than any of the ones that you've ever seen. It is going to charge forward, and it's going to make a tusk attack against you, Kai. And that is a. Oops. Did not add that. That is an 18 to hit.
Kai, with his reaction, is going to bring both his arms up and cast shield and
Okay.
raise his AC.
Alright. What to what?
So +5, so his AC's 20
Okay.
Nice.
until like I think it's the start of his next turn.
Nice. Shield is +5. Oh, I was thinking about mage armor. Oh, that's mage armor.
That's it
Plus
makes your
8.
13 plus your dex.
Alright, so it kind of charges forward. You.
So like the same color energy of his Eldritch Blast is now kind of like protecting him.
It's like dark blue and black.
Dark black and purple.
You hear Amaret just like yells out like. That's just a scream. Like at this point, she's just like.
Oh shit!
And as it kind of like bashes into you, but that, pulling that up, you all notice that it hits and then recoils slightly, and the tentacle mouth's like kind of coming around. That is going to be its turn. Ayla, you are up.
I scream, "Fuck!" very loudly, and I cast Dissonant Whispers at it.
Okay.
It must make a Wisdom saving throw 13.
Let's say you're not gonna call it a something insulting.
Not yet. Eventually.
That's a 5.
Nice.
All right.
Your mother was a kind of spam.
This is different. So it takes 3d6 psychic damage for 11 psychic damage.
Okay.
And
Good stuff.
for its reaction, it has to move as far away from me as its speed allows it.
Nice.
Is it frightened?
Nope. Wait, target must make takes psychic damage and immediately uses a reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows from you. It doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or a pit. So it has to run away from me. It's not frightened, and I whisper, or like I do a little handy wavy thing, and in its head it hears just whispers that, I don't know, bother it, frighten it, annoy it, something. It has to get the hell away.
Alright, so it
That's cool.
is going to move. It kind of like backs up, splashing through here.
That should hopefully allow a few attacks of opportunity.
It's gonna go. Just gonna walk through there. It'll probably end up right about here.
It can come right back. It's like
So yes, with her reaction, she is going to. Emira is going to attack, and that does hit. Is anyone else able
Do you
to?
get to?
No, I used my
Oh, you
reaction.
used
I
your
should be able to.
Do what? I'm sorry.
You can, if you want to use your reaction,
Reaction.
you can attack them backed up.
Oh, sure.
I don't think the bear
Wait, how
can.
does that work?
It's a melee
Melee.
attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
With your short sword, if you have it, or dagger, or
I
whatever.
have a short sword and a dagger. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Eldon gave them to you. Well, actually, Eldon gave them to Ayla. And then Ayla was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Stab a pig.
Yeah, it would work, right?
That's a 4. So plus 4, 8.
Just the
An
way
8
you
to
said
hit.
That's
Okay.
that's a 4.
You just kind of like like kind of reach out to try to get. You weren't expecting it to back away, and then it just kind of like backs up quickly. All right. Anything else, Ayla?
Yeah. Fuck back over here. Hey.
Okay.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
All right.
Once again, I do a couple of backflips. Just like to get the hell up fast.
Okay, Emira is going to, if that's the end of your turn, Ayla.
I think that's. I am going to, after I stick my landing, noticing that this one's good with his arrow. You took out a couple of pigs in one shot. I'm going to do a little spinny spin and give you a bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice. Why, thank you.
Okay. All right, it is Amaret's turn. She just kind of like takes a deep breath and runs up. And is going to attack.
Don't scare me like that, Julie.
It's in the room!
Imagine if Izzy had like on a little thing over there, just a pre.
I really want to install surround sound in here now so that like the music and then monster noises like surrounding
I
us.
don't know why in my
God.
head, but I have the sound of the Bumble from not Bumble, the snowman from the old Rudolph. You know what I
You
mean?
hear her. It's a little bit more difficult to see in this mist here as you go. That's another thing. This is a little bit misty. It's a bit difficult to see. She rushes forward, and you hear like a clang as she hits it. A little like grunt.
From the pig.
From the pig, yeah, and from her, and exerting the energy there to hit it. And she's gonna say, "Come on, come forth." At the end of that, you hear this very deep gurgled squeal roar that comes from that creature as the tentacles shift a little bit out of the way to allow this unearthly sound to just escape from its mouth, and it goes "Ah!" as it makes this noise, and you hear little squeals.
Oh, no.
I was just saying, that would have been a perfect time for you to burp, Julie.
Damn.
As
Opportunity missed.
3 others like rush out
Very not
from
jug.
the thing here. Okay. That's the end of Emaret's turn. Iolite.
Okay. For my action, I would like to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
That's a 1.
Oh my god!
No.
Can you trade in your inspiration?
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to get me that. How much is that going to get me?
No,
It's
it gives
the
you-
inspired action. That
gives you
will-
advantage.
So you can roll
Oh,
again.
yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to give myself a quick pep talk. No, I'm not using that. I'll say, come on, Iolite. This is it. You got to get it together. Come on. It's a 4. Okay.
It wasn't meant to be.
Well, yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
Well,
so
do you
that,
re-roll or just add the roll?
It's advantage.
Okay.
yeah, so the 4 was the higher one, which
Okay.
means, yeah.
Kind of stand there giving yourself a
So
pep talk,
8.
but you have never seen anything like this before. I mean, there are creatures where you're from, but you've never seen a boar with tentacles coming out of its mouth. Like, this isn't, for all of you, you've seen monsters, but but a boar with tentacles coming out of its mouth is not something that you have seen. It's completely foreign to the land that you are familiar with. So, you're shaking hands, kind of like, was it Guiding Bolt you said? Guiding Bolt was oh yes, I'm thinking Sacred Flame. So you like let it loose and it kind of streaks off and you can see it lights up the mist as it goes through, and you do get a glimpse that there are these little other pygmies that coming through. Any movement or anything else?
Yeah. So I'm going to yell everyone, there's more little ones, and then I'm going to do, from a bonus action, I'm going to do my starry form
Okay.
for the first time. Iolite's done that.
You can't do that.
I can't?
No, only moon druids can wild shape as a bonus action.
Mine
other-
says bonus action.
Oh, really?
Starry form does, yeah.
Awesome.
I think. Well, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, shoot, where is it now? Features and traits. Starry form as a bonus action.
Nice.
Wow.
Shape feature to turn
it's
into
a
starry
good
form.
Tasha changed.
Somebody mark that down. It's the very
Must
first
have,
time
yeah.
I ever saw Pappy wrong with something like that.
No, I
It is
thought
like
that,
one. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
I
a
thought
new,
moon
different kind of grid.
druids were the only ones that could bonus action.
Tasha changed a lot of
Tasha
things.
messed. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Tasha's.
It's a Tasha. Yes. Circle of stars.
All right. I don't have anything that's not scary, but I would assume, I'll find something cool.
I turn sort of like translucent, as though I look sort of like the night sky, and my body looks like a constellation in the shape of my body, and I have a bow and arrow. And I'm gonna shoot it at this stupid
Okay.
pig.
Can you shoot it immediately?
Yes,
Okay.
it kind of works like
Oh, as the
what you call it. The thing I had as a cleric.
Guardian,
Secret
spiritual weapon.
spiritual weapon. It's kind of similarly functions like that. So that is. Sorry. 1d8 plus 2. D8 Maria. 6. Oh, do I have to do an attack? Wait.
To hit, right?
No, sorry. I have to do another attack roll for that, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not like a spell. Sorry.
You're fine.
7 plus 4, 11.
Okay. So everyone kind of now is beginning to learn a bit more about each other. Next to the bear that is getting ready to lunge forward, Iolite's body just kind of flickers and shifts into this constellation, celestial, almost see-through type body with this bow and arrow. Where she, again, still shaking though, still young, and this is not something you've encountered before. Letting the arrow fly, It streaks through the mist, but kind of disappears. You don't see where it ends up going.
It looked cool, though.
Looks cool.
And then I would like to move behind the bear. Oh, I just noticed that you turned me into something cool.
All right. Next up, we have the bear.
I'm gonna kind of move forward and kind of almost kind of like sort of charge it and really roar at it and take a good swipe at it.
All right, we're gonna figure this out here because
As close as she can get.
You can probably go.
I think I'm 60. So
Oh, if you're 60 feet, you're good.
40.
40.
All right, let's see. You can always charge if you, or like dash if you need to, but you guys have to. You kind of running through here. You can get just up to it.
Okay.
All right, and then you're gonna attack.
Yes. I'm gonna swipe and then just try to take a big bite.
Okay.
Right? Okay. 15. 15?
15 does
six.
hit.
Six, so
I was gonna
21?
say, it's not a straight roll, right?
No, it's the attack roll.
Plus 6, 21? Okay, 20.
That hits.
Nice.
It's a D8 plus 4.
Hmm?
A D8 plus 4.
For your damage.
2, 4, 6.
Okay.
Hmm?
On your other attack. Roll the attack.
20.
Nice. Was it a nat 20?
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
that
I
20.
know.
You gotta be excited about those. Yes. Just gave you
I
like.
had no clue.
It's a That's very good.
Good job.
So what you do when you roll a nat 20, whatever damage dice you would roll, you double that amount. So
Wait, were we doubling or were we rolling?
You roll double the amount.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll 4d6 plus 4.
I only got 1.
What do you need? A D6?
She needs one more d6.
Good enough.
Oh, just one more.
6, 8, 9, 10.
Plus
All right, so
Plus
20.
4, so 14.
Nice.
14. And those will back to where they belong. Thank you.
You
Okay.
ever see the bear in real life, the video when it runs alongside the moose? It breaks its back in one hit.
I don't think so.
There's a moose that's full-fledged running and just runs after this thing. One
Bear-
paw, and just basically fucking karate chops its back. And the moose just goes, "Brrr!"
I'm assuming it was a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
that's what
rush
she just fucking
forward
did.
and like you again these tentacles and everything in not something you're used to, but you like kind of slash into its body and then bite down onto the boar's body. In doing so, there begins to be this like acid that starts to come out when you bite down.
Oh no.
Ew.
Boars, they're octopi, and aliens.
Where did it go? I have so many dice I can't find the one I need. You take 3 points of acid damage as you bite down into the boar itself.
Does being a bear change your AC?
AC, your hit points.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because
30 plus
your
now I
hit
have
points
30.
become
31.
totally different,
31?
and then when those completely
So if
deplete,
you want to write it on
you
go back.
revert from wild shape and you go back to your whatever your hit points were
That's
as a
nice.
humanoid.
That's
I'm assuming that's what
that's
happens to you.
beefy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get that.
Anything else? Oh, I didn't roll for your
No.
Okay. All right, Kai.
How far am I?
I think I have 35 feet of movement. Would I be able to get just to the
Yeah, you should be able to.
Alright. So I is going to run up right alongside it.
Once it gets close, he's gonna take his hand and make a fist and where the animal's heart is, all of a sudden now, like, black is just following its veins as I hit it with Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
And I will attack it with my rapier. That is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Right. So when they are hexed, I do an extra 2 points of damage. Add it on. So that is 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay. And as your blade finds its body, that acid like splashes off onto you. And you take 5 points of acid damage. It just kind of squeals a little bit, but that like deeper. And then just you feel the burning of it. As you can see, it kind of like dripping off of the tentacles that are also like flailing around in front of it. Anything else?
It's action, bonus, and movement, that's all.
All right. Next, I have my pigs. My pygmies.
Little pig, don't kill us.
These can't run through the water very easily, so it's gonna come around, not able to charge. This one is gonna... Nope. It's gonna run this way. It's gonna get into the water, but that's all of its movement at that point. I don't know.
Oh, its little legs.
Just
Little
sinks.
tentacles, you just see the tentacles like swim. They're like little
Above
snorkels.
the water.
Yeah, like little snorkels.
I'm picturing the rhino and Jumanji.
This one's gonna
Like
go
a straggler.
Yeah, the-
ahead to you. All right, so we've got my pig behind Kai is gonna attack Kai with advantage because pack tactics. With it doesn't matter, does it? Nope, doesn't matter. That's a 3 and a 6. You see one of the tentacles from his mouth. It just opens its mouth, and it's almost like the tentacles shouldn't be able to fit. It's like, is it filling its whole body, and then it like comes out? It's just like it
Like some dead space shoot.
comes out into the area, but you
Lovecraft.
turn and like kind of slash away the tentacle there. The other one is going to attack the bear with a tentacle attack. I believe you are going to be too big to grapple, but that is fine. Yeah, we'll see. That is a... Sorry, 1 second. That is a 17 to hit the bear.
I think it does too.
Yeah, too big to grapple. It tries to like wrap around you, but like can't. You're a bear. You are going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage plus 4 points of acid damage. So it just like isn't able to really grapple onto you, so it just kind of smacks you basically with this thing, but those like little lamprey type mouths and just like latch on very quickly, and the acid just burns on your skin.
Bear's gonna rip this thing's head off.
And then same for Eldon, except it does not get pack tactics because you are not close enough. And that is a 7 plus for 9. Does
That's,
not hit.
Nope, 14.
Yeah, those are all of their attacks. So it is now Eldon's turn.
Eldon's gonna jump sideways away from this thing. I know it'll open me up to an opportunity attack.
Indeed.
This way.
That is a 12.
Miss.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fire the bow at it.
Okay.
Yes. It's an 18 14 plus 7 to hit.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. Damn.
that hits.
I forgot to use that bonus action. Okay. So, it is 1d plus 3. A 7 or 1?
Oh, we forgot our concentration lights. We need the.
7 plus
I do
3.
have concentration.
I think most of them are out
Does,
of batteries.
does anybody, do you need it?
I don't, but he has.
Oh.
Hunter's Mark should still be up.
Yeah.
It's concentration.
Yep. I just forgot to move it to that one. That's 10 points of damage. The longbow.
Okay, yeah. So you let loose, like it goes right into the side. It just goes to the side instead.
It does.
Well, it's me.
Ouch!
As a bonus action, I'll throw Hunter's Mark, or did I call it again? Keeper's Watch. I was gonna call it Finder's Keepers. On the little the one that's behind. I think is that Kai? It's
Mhm.
hard. Yeah, the one that's behind Kai.
It's just a pig pile.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a nice name for it too.
Pig pile.
Alright.
And he's gonna trust his newfound allies to take down that big one.
Okay.
And he's gonna move. Hold on, let me get my hand up. He's gonna move just in front of the ladies to block anything else that might run that way.
Alrighty. Top of the round.
I gotta mark that off.
It is the Mama Pig's
Finder's
turn.
Keepers is a better name, isn't it? No, too cheesy.
She is
It's
kind
like,
of
I like it, but the
stuck here
word
with
for
all
the
of you,
spell.
so she is going to, using a tentacle attack.
Yeah, it does for the part where I get the wisdom to find it.
I don't know why. Am I on the wrong one? No, I'm not. Alright, using the tentacle attack, she is going to. Let's see. Which one she goes for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The bear.
Of course.
She is
I mean,
going-
you are the biggest target.
Yeah, you are fucking that thing up. It does make sense.
Okay. So she is going to attack you, the bear.
Big old mama pig.
Much larger tentacles at this point. 16.
I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's 11. Yeah.
Okay. You take. Nine points of bludgeoning damage,
Poor bear.
plus 5 points of acid damage. And you are grappled, because she is as big as you are. So you watch the tentacles just kind of like wrap around and like hold on to the bear. But she can't move any further, so.
Now, like in The Last of Us, it's gonna try to kiss you.
So now it is Ayla.
Can I see the thingamabooby?
Thingamajugs.
Ding.
What's 60? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
I think it's 12 inches.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to insult it. Let's insult.
Are you looking up pig insult on Google?
No, I have a
I bet
vicious
I-
mockery generator. So
I was gonna say, I wonder what would come up if you Google.
let's
pig
insult its smell. Your breath would put in. I don't know what the fuck that says. What is that? Oh.
Don't know.
All right.
Never
Pick
seen
a
that word
different one.
before in my life.
Words I get. Phew! You have cast stinking cloud. Do you always smell like that? And it must make a wisdom saving throw.
Ellie with her pun book. I want to know what the other one was.
It was like OTYU.
15.
I fucking made it.
An O2.
O2? Never heard of
So what happens?
Nothing. I'm useless.
Oh. You yell it out, but it's like it seems as though it is engaged at the moment and not overly concerned.
And I'm going to look at you. And I'm gonna see if my hand goes through you. Can I do that as a bonus action?
I don't know.
Probably feel on Stargirl.
We share bedrooms.
So you move a little bit closer, kind of looking. This isn't a thing you do.
I've never done it before.
That's why
It's my
I'm
first
like.
time.
You've known her for a while, and suddenly she's this star cute person next to you.
A star. I thought you were not the only star.
Yeah, Eldon has no idea because he hasn't turned around yet.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I got.
It's cantrip though, right?
Yeah,
For you?
I'm very. It's not gonna work past pigs very often.
It scales. You gotta remember that. So as you get higher,
I don't think it does because I had it.
Should.
I had it as
Amarat is going to turn
I think
around
as a
and
warlock
she is
spell, and
going
it was
to
still my like a
try
really
to get
low.
rid of this thing.
I
That
thought
is
it scales with no
attacking
the
them from
damage
behind?
scales. I think.
Oh, maybe damage, but it doesn't matter if they pass their wisdom save.
Well, once you raise your spell modifier, the save goes up.
yeah.
That's gonna be your bread and butter.
What's that?
It's 5.
For range, yeah.
Gotta start memorizing some of those puns.
That's not. I have this bookmarked.
So you see her turn around and did you hit that one? No, you haven't. You just moved.
No, it's just Hunter's Mark.
And she just kind of like with her sword as it's come up behind them, and she doesn't want to be flanked by this. That's all of her movement. Then we've got.
Did she hit it?
She did.
Is it still alive?
It is. Iolite.
Okay. I'm 60 feet from that thing, right?
Most likely.
I think I'm really close. Just checking. All right, I'm gonna try to do the same thing I did last time, which is guiding bolt first.
Okay.
A 20! Yay! Over 10 the whole
Nice.
time. Okay. What do I do?
Double the dice. Just double the dice.
Double the dice that I. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. For a guiding bolt, that's like 4d6, so that means I roll 8d6? I'm gonna need to borrow some d6s.
Take a round one.
Oh,
A round
oh
one.
god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
No, there's no one right
8.
Hold on, show the handful.
All of the dice.
They all stayed in too. Oh, these round ones are weird. Okay. You can all watch me try to do math.
Damn, Jesus Christ.
6,
Roast my dice.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 points of radiant damage.
Excellent.
All right.
I got it.
As you let loose this, like in your starry,
Right by my fucking ear, too.
almost just goes right past.
like, what the fuck?
How do you take down this beast?
I'll be so excited about it. Well, when my guiding bolt comes out, it actually looks like a comet. Kind of
Okay.
like that, where it's like
Nice.
blues, like the tip is like white because it's so hot, and then it's like blues. So, yeah, I want that to just hit it and friggin' just annihilate it, just right in the chest. And then Iolite is like, oh my god, it worked! Oh my god, that one worked.
Do you like throw it and it makes like a quick rotation and like gain speed?
Yes,
like,
I do.
Like a comet going around
it goes
the body.
It orbits
yeah.
me and then
Slingshot.
shoots at it.
Amaret, as she had turned around to like attack this, the smaller pygmy, turns and like slices into it, and then looks up as she sees this streak of white coming at her. She like ducks down out of the way because there's a lot going on here. And
Didn't like my round dice.
It was great. No, it worked great. Awesome dice.
It's hilarious.
like a comet just slams into the side of the head of this thing as it has turned towards the bear and is like in the midst of grappling. And it's
Just
almost like the
grappling the top
entire
half now.
like it creates like a crater in this monstrosity, this aberration that just kind of like blows away the side of it, and it stands there almost like like a scene from Princess Mononoke, with like the big, large, huge, that white boar. I don't know if I've seen that or not, but super old.
I was gonna say that's old.
It is so old. And it just like slowly slams down on the ground. Like all of you feel the earth like shake just slightly, and it kind of like the tentacles drip down into one of the hot springs. And this little guy is dead, but the other little ones are still there.
Oh, jeez.
Wake up, Mama.
It's like Simba. Like, Mom, come on, Mom, we gotta go.
I think they have southern dogs.
I guess I have a bonus action, right? Can I shoot the?
Yep.
I can try to shoot one of the little ones with my
Okay.
starry form
There's
arrow.
only 2 left.
Okay.
One of which you can't really see because.
Oh, can I see one of them?
There's one right there.
That one, the
yeah.
hex
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
What does the hex thing do?
Nothing.
Right? Nothing for me. Okay. A 19. Ooh. Plus 4.
That's gonna hit. Yeah.
Things are turning around over here. Oops, no.
This comet
D8.
comes like super quick, and Amaret is just looking over at you, like her eyes wide and like a little bit of a smile on her face, because she was a little bit worried that she was gonna have to do everything here. And it's just her.
We just fucking
And then my
outclassed her.
arrow is gonna do 9 points. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
also radiant touch.
And that one is just. Oh, that still stays. That one also expires on the ground with a flap of tentacles.
Unalive,
Protruding
as they
from
say
his
on
mouth.
TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Unalive.
gonna get censored.
All right, and anything else?
No.
Okay.
At this point, I think it's safe to say that Eldon would turn around because he's curious of what the fuck just happened.
You see a starry
Yeah.
form
he
standing there.
Twinkly
Can't see
baby.
'cause you've been blinded
The
by
bear
the light.
is next.
The bear is next. So I'm right next to the last pig.
Yep.
I'm just gonna turn and just grab it in a bite and just try to rip it in pieces.
Okay. Okay.
I'm picturing like T-Rex, like don't.
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna try to like just
Then
hold it in one of
that
the
hits.
pools.
Round it
Until it's like
until
stop.
the bubbles
Yes,
stop.
Yeah.
So the first one's a D8. A D8 plus 4.
The piglet under the water until the bubbles stop. That's so
9.
psycho.
Yep, that's all it takes. So you just spend like as you're all kind of, you look and the big huge boar has dropped into one of the or top head part of it, what's left of its head has dropped into one of the hot springs, and then this little little pygmy boar tentacle thing is right next to the bear, just kind of like trying to attack, and you just go and just start tearing it apart, and within 3 seconds it is done.
It is done.
It is no more.
It called these little ones. It didn't spew them out, right?
Called. And
What
so
do you think of like Cloverfield when they just drop off?
it gets eerily quiet again in the forest as you're all kind of catching your breath and looking at one another. The like you can hear the kind of like oozing, like that seeping kind of sound as the acid is rolling down into the hot springs, and the
I forgot to roll. I failed.
the quiet, just nothingness of this jungle comes back in.
Once it gets quiet, Kai's gonna take the dark energy that looks like his Eldritch Blast and just touch himself into his chest and cast False Life on himself. Is that a 3? So I get 7 temporary hit points.
Amaret looks at all of you with like just approval, and then steps over but then around the large boar's body and heads off into the mist. Not like she's disappearing, but to go see what it was originally interested in. So she just kind of heads off, and you see her not disappear. You can see her, and then she kneels down. You can see the shadow and shade of her kneeling down to inspect. What are you all doing?
I turn to Stargirl, and I just look her up and down, smile, and go, "You are endlessly fascinating."
How long is that?
I was just gonna check. How long
it's
does like a
10
wild
minutes.
shape last?
I think that one only lasts 10 minutes because normally a wild shape lasts an hour.
Yeah, I think that might
You
be
can
right. I can double check. But
Yeah, and you can let it go if you want, or
Okay.
hang on to it for however
I'll
long.
hang on to it for now.
Okay. What's it? Everyone else doing?
Is everyone all right?
As far as one can be.
Catherine's a bear.
You just hear the bear.
This is a far more interesting group than I would have suspected 3 days ago.
Well, you've never seen these things before here.
The piglets, yes. The creatures within, no. That is not
Anyone
native here.
familiar with anything like this before?
Can I inspect some leftover gore and roll Arcana and see if I've read anything about?
You have not read anything about these.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean I won't have you roll. There's no roll. You've never seen this before. None of you have ever seen this before.
I read books. Well,
How close are you getting?
I'll look at the little piglet closest to me. Like I walk over to it and kneel down and poke it with a knife.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of like carefully poke it because as you're poking it, that acid, like it's like you hit a gland or something. It's like, but
It's a
these are-
gusher.
Yeah, these are pygmy boars with tentacles like protruding out of the mouth that have no business being that big. The acid, and of course, being from the island, nothing like that should be here in general. Amaret does come back, and she like solemnly like comes back and is just like, I don't know who that was, but it's best if we just leave them.
And
Skedaddle.
Get out.
they had mentioned others being taken. Did you see signs of that?
The signs we saw were along the road. She goes over and like carefully lifts up one of the tentacles from the large boar and like cuts it as best she can, but it does splash her a little bit. Actually a decent amount. She's like, this is like, but
You
she's
got a
trying to
saw,
get the
not slash.
a piece of, she doesn't have a saw with her. She doesn't. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull out my. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, she gets burnt by the acid, but she holds it out. Like, I'll bring this back. I fear no one would believe unless I bring this back.
You should return with more soldiers and make sure there are no more of these.
There are no soldiers. This is Yimari. We will need to contact Mothwick.
Is this contraband, you think? Someone smuggled these things here?
No. How?
This is a day of many firsts.
No. Panthers.
Well, we should go find someone who can get answers.
Our first order of business this evening is to keep everybody safe and indoors. We will contact Mothwick tomorrow. Come. We'll return. Okay. She begins walking back. Stay on your guard. And you start heading back down the road towards Balstead. I almost did Balstead. Towards Balstead, kind of quietly.
To the Balstead bathhouse where you will relax in the most splendorous.
Definitely paying attention and keeping like an ear out for any additional.
Eldon's hanging back, and that whole time was just like staring at the Star Girl, like with adoration.
After about, we'll say 10 minutes, it just kind of like flickers and you, hard to describe, but like reform into your normal body.
Little me.
And as you're walking, at one point, Amaret just kind of turns and just nods at all of you again and just says, "Thank you. I'm glad you were with me." Very surprising group.
We should probably not advertise this.
Okay. You may want to think about joining the Valiant. We can always use people with your skills.
I don't think
bravery.
I don't think we'll be doing that.
No,
You're
not
here.
at all.
Like, no.
I think you would have reverted back at this. Oh, you said an hour.
An hour, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's time.
Oh, just chilling
just
in
like-
Vietnam. Just chilling.
Just
So as you
bear
head
stomping.
down the road towards Balstead, definitely a different feeling in the air. For the first time since you all have arrived here, it is quiet. Even as you approach the village where you were so used to hearing all the sounds of joy and laughter and dancing and music and festivities, it is silent. And as you come into the village, you do see some of the guards that are like posted up in various areas. Like Dan Perler, the human that has been with Amaret this whole time, begins marching towards her to get the rundown on what occurred.
Real
But-
quick, just to fuck with Eldon, not intentionally, but unintentionally, just to fuck with him when she reverts back to normal. As we're walking, I just like my tail. I was like drape my tail like over her shoulder, like as if like an arm, but because I have an extra appendage, why not use it? Like it's just like my friend's back. He's just like,
Well, Eldon's gonna see that, but then he's just kind of like his eyes will lower, and then he's gonna look at his hand, at like the mark that's there, and just kind of sigh and shake his head and just keep walking with you guys.
is fun to fuck with it.
I was trying to find a spot earlier where like the talking was going on because he probably would have tried to say something after the battle once he saw you, but it would have more been like like just stuttering and stammering.
Did you fall from the sky because you are the stars of my eyes?
Well,
You can use that one next time. Next time.
his first like little crush just went from a beautiful, what he saw as a beautiful stone girl to like a celestial looking star woman. So of course
She
he's
went
gonna
from
be
a star girl to star woman.
so so you know he's just like, wow, just when you think she can't get any.
Right, like it
Yeah.
only just like deepens the
So you approach the village, that eerie quiet, and we'll have to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of the evening and starting tomorrow.